Welcome back, fellow trophy hunters, YouTube watchers, internet friends. Hope you're all doing well today. Today, in our spooky month celebration, we're taking on Moon of Mommies. Moons of Madness. The game overall is not difficult at all to platinum. I think Murder House was more difficult in this game. This will maybe be a shorter video of the spooky month because there's not a lot to say, but you guys know how I like to ramble on. Felt more like a walking simulator than anything. The atmosphere was A few times I'd get into it, however, I never felt like I was in real danger or anything. Then at one point in the game, they had a creature that would pop out of the ground that would instant kill you if you weren't on a hard surface. I don't know. I didn't really care for this game, which I figured doing this challenge this month with 31 different horror spooky games, I was going to enjoy every single game I played. There are only 2 municipal trophies in this game, which we'll go over that part when we get to it. If you're new around here, you should hit that subscribe and leave a like, leave a comment to see the rest of the trophy hunting scarefest. I don't know, we're still workshopping the name. But anyway, we play as Sean Newhart, and we're on Mars of the Orici base. We wake up from a good old sleep because we're just a sleepy little boy. Looks like the base is shut down, and there seems to be a shadowy figure in the background. Wow, that's some beautiful artwork there. I bet everything's going to be okay here. Well, we continue exploring the base, and it looks like it's getting overrun by some giant tentacle-looking things. Then we run into a crow-looking mommy. Okay, honey, we need to find a crowbar to get through this next area. The atmosphere really does set you up to be wondering what's going on here. Oh my god, is that a birthday cake? Someone remembered our birthday? Then our wish comes true. Mommy comes in, gives us a kiss. We unlock the trophy, Rude Awakening. Just when our dream was starting to get good, we wake up. I hate when that happens. We're about to have some relations with a scary monster, and we have to wake up. Life isn't fair. But we're in the same room, but everything's bright and filled with life. We get our ID cards, we can unlock the computer. This is going to be a feature that you see a lot in this game, is unlocking stuff via computer. Then, like Deja Vu, we do the same thing before. We go grab a crowbar to unlock the door. I do gotta mention that I did not like that you need to hit the add to inventory spot. It's kind of like, dude, I picked it up, just let me put it in my inventory. Why are you giving me this extra step? Like, why are you busting me? Anyway, we get into the room, and we find the chip we needed for our knockoff Pip-Boy. We're going to need this to solve puzzles in this game. Our next objective, they want us to fix the solar panels. But before we go outside, in the outside world, we need to put on the helmet because there's no air on Mars. Also, speaking on that, we can also fill our air tank in this area as well. Maybe you did not know that there's no air on Mars and you just learned something today. Who said trophy videos could be educational? Now, we leave the station, but look at that animation opening the door. That is sick. Now we head to the Range Rover, and we get to push the cool button to drop down the gate. A lot of smaller details they put in this game. I think it's kind of cool, but also kind of tedious, kind of like a lot of people will say about like Red Dead Redemption 2. I wish I could talk today. It's just like a lot of small stuff like that you gotta, make sure the door is closed, make sure your oxygen levels are good, make sure, you're decompressing the room before you go in, make sure that you're closing the air ducts because, you don't want all your air getting out in the Mars atmosphere. It's just stuff like that that's like kind of like, do we really need to go this deep into it? But at the same time, you could be like a naysayer and just be like, well, why the heck are you doing that? Like, you wouldn't just be doing that if you were a real life astronaut. Sometimes video games try to be too real life, and then it kind of takes away the fun from the video game. But I guess if you get immersed in it that type of way, I am rambling way too much about this right now. I am so sorry. Now, we head to the solar panels. Once we climb the mountain, we use our Pip-Boy to connect to the solar panels. We can adjust them to make sure they're getting the most amount of sunlight. We can adjust the panels, move them around. This is also an annoying mechanic where you'll have to take these power cells to give power to certain things. You take the back out, you put them back in. I'm not trying to be a hater, I just don't like doing the same thing over and over again. This game is just getting you familiar with different mechanics that you're going to use, because you're going to use this Pip-Boy a lot in this game. We are going to be using our knockoff Pip-Boy a lot in this game, but after we fix the third set of solar panels, we unlock our trophy, Going Green. Nothing much else happens, so we head back to the base. They're giving us another task to empty out the water in the greenhouse. A lot of busy work at the beginning of the game. Do this, do that. Why is nobody asking me how my day is? On the bright side, we do get a new tool where we can adjust the valves in the game, so the hot steam does not melt my face off, like when I go to the bathroom so my girlfriend is taking a hot shower and it's so hot in there, I start to melt. Weird tangent. Anyway, sorry. We go through the vents. I'm starting to think we are not alone in here. Going through more of this area, we start to see plant life is taking over the biome. We need to put an end to this because we are capitalist America and we don't take shit from plants. Fuck plants! But in all seriousness, I wish we would calm down on cutting down the trees and building stuff. I love nature and going on hikes and seeing cool stuff. Anyway, we get to the office and they left their keyboard or their key card here. Now we have level 2 clearance. We're giving ourselves a promotion with that. Now we need to turn off the sprinklers. On our way there, it seems that more plants have taken over the area, and we try to tell someone about it. However, some tree-loving hippie is telling us that it needs to grow and this is part of evolution. Like, what? Do you see what's happening here at our base? It's getting overrun. Oh. Anyway, we see this cool plant walkway where we use our Pip-Boy to move around. Nothing too crazy here, just kind of like this, and it leads us to where the sprinklers are taken off. Look at that sprinkler animation. We shut off. Then we go around and we find 3 different containers that are different colors. We're going to need to combine them together in a puzzle style to unlock our next trophy and to progress this trophy. The trophy unlocked is red, yellow, blue. Now we'll show this hippie who's boss. Let's flip this switch. Oh my god, what is happening here? As we know, we just summoned something in the mist? Well, I guess it's time to run for our lives. Now I can't tell you for sure if this creature can actually get you, but he just pops up every now and then, and this is like where I thought the game was going to get like really good. I was like, oh man, like maybe it kind of be like Resident Evil, you know, like with Mr. X following you around and stuff like that, but nothing kind of like that. It doesn't follow you around. Like, you see it again, but it doesn't follow you around like that. I don't even know if he can find you down here in the sewer. But once we lose him and we get back to where we are, we unlock another trophy. Tunnel Rat. Since we lost communications with everyone, we head back there. We take the old Hellcat out for another spin. And then we open the door and it leads us to a giant cave with an ominous light coming from it. We enter the Cave of Madness, and this is where the game gets a little crazy weird out of nowhere. And the marks on our hands start glowing purple. Then we head down here and we end up in a weird house now with purple orbs. We use our newfound power with the purple marks on our hand to make them glow with power. Some plant Venus thing tries to attack us, but walking with our newfound power, we can drive it back. Then we find another orb that needs to be charged up, so we use the power of the other 3 obelisks to charge up this orb, and we earn another trophy, Corruption. Then after doing a few more of the same type of puzzles, we open up the door, and guess what happens, everybody? You're right, classic jump scare. Anyway, more puzzles of the same ilk, and we finally get past the puzzles and going through the cave, and yes, we finally get to see Crow Mommy again. She talks to us in some exotic tongue. She gives us a dance, shows us the moon symbols that match our hand, and then we wake up and we're in our old childhood basement, wondering what the hell is going on in this game. Exploring the basement a little bit more, I see that there's some electricity touching the ground. We can finally put an end to this game and end it all. Oh wait, it's just a game over screen. But we did earn one of the municipal trophies, Zapper, 6 out of 24, guys. Then we do this the right way. We turn off the electricity, we find and collect a bunch of pictures, then we get to this bookshelf and it's a puzzle. We need to figure this thing out. It's a boring solution that involves elements and science. After solving it, we find a hidden closet just like on Hey Arnold, but instead of a shrine of a football head, instead it's a creepy ass skull with tentacles holding it, a book. And after that, we find some hidden symbols that seem to hurt us when we locate them. But then we go back to the creepy skull and look at the tablets that turn them up. And after it releases the book, we grab a hold of it. Then we unlock 2 trophies here. We finish the first third of the game, Weird Tree Words, in 1/3. Apparently, that was all just a weird dream. What is going on? We tend to nap a lot. Well, Now that we're here, we need to turn on the satellites to get the communications back on. Tell the team what is going on here. We get to see some beautiful rock sculptures, get to see a cargo bin filled with some creepy writing. Now, when we get to the communications building, we have to solve a few puzzles. This is kind of cool. It reminds me of doing like Bioshock puzzles, connecting one end of the screen, the other to get power to them. Now, of course, you all know I had to mess up at one point in these games. So you have to get the tower facing a certain way, and I got to 100% and nothing was happening. And I just kept looking at it like, why is this just not working? I was looking up a guide, I looked up YouTube videos, and I'm like, it's not working for me. Like, the story is not progressing. Like, none of this is making sense. It's because you're supposed to hit the triangle button to use the radio. When I saw that, dude, I felt so fucking stupid. But hey, you know what? We at least unlock another trophy back online. Then after getting communications back on, we need to get back to the main base. But of course, the lift wants to act up now of all times. Well, screw it. We need to take a leap of faith and hope for the best. You do take fall damage in this game, which is kind of a shocker since I thought maybe the lack of gravity would prevent that. But what do I know? I'm not an astronaut. I'm just some guy who plays video games and makes pizzas for a living. So who knows? But whatever. Then we see some creepy astronauts everywhere that are chasing us. Then we need to get to where our Land Rover is, but it's missing. So the only logical thing to do is run to each lights that we see. So going from one light to the other, we'll get the plants away from our face, and after doing this successfully, we unlock another trophy, Escape. Alright, so at this point, I'm probably just going to stop showing all the Range Rover scenes now. So, we get back to the base, and the infection has spread even worse. But searching some computers, we find out they can make a type of poison that can combat the plant life. We get a trophy for making the first batch of poison, watered down. Now with this poison, we can access more rooms than we could before. We need to go find Lucas so we can get the stronger version of the poison. Well, we found Lucas. Now we need to go digging through some computers and find some different vials. Once we do that, we can make the stronger poison. So we just gotta go back, rearrange it, and we unlock Firewater. Now we can use this to make flowers explode with our Pip-Boy. Just don't stand too close to it because they will hurt you and they will kill you. After we get the news, we need to get to the greenhouse. There's only one problem. The only way to get to the greenhouse is by running outside. Declan is trying to hype us up by saying it's possible. So what do? We do what any good Samaritan would do. And we make a run for it. Run, Sean! Run! We need to make a run for it. Pray we don't die. But we successfully make the dash, and we earn ourselves another trophy, lung capacity. Now we're back at the greenhouse. Again, this time it's really overrun with plants, and it is getting crazy. After seeing the damage done, we need to poison the water supply for good this time. We find the water supplies, and after do this, it's time to flip the switch. But it looks like it stopped it from growing, but now we need to get to the roots and infect it with the poison directly. Now, I don't know if you would consider this a boss fight or combat, but the closer we get to the tree, we get attacked by a sexy fungi. Oh yeah. We stab her with the poison. We do this the old classic 3 times in video game fashion. And then she waits for us in a cocoon. And she asks us to kill her. Obviously, we grant her wish and we earn another trophy, Tree Hugger. Now, after taking care of the weeds in the garden, we get to our office now that we have our security card. We go to our office and we see that there's an elevator in there that no one knew about. We go down and we find out that she had a whole hidden bunker with a whole underground going on. There's security systems down here and freaking robots that will hunt you down and chop you up. It's a lot to deal with down here. And of course, who do we run into but our old friend, the crazy plant monster from earlier. He found us. And honestly, I kind of scared me there because I was like, whoa, what the heck is going on? You got me. You got me, guys. Then it disappears. We find a new key card and a new elevator, and we go even deeper down. And we get another trophy. Secret revealed. Now that the elevator has stopped, we can see how truly massive this creature, plant, I'm really not sure what to call it at this point. Our new goal is to find some sort of command center that we can use to maybe have a fighting chance against this thing. So as we look, we see some of the tentacles have spikes on them, and now they're little penis-looking bugs that will attack us. So we bob and we weave to avoid all contact. Then we go through one door, and there's a half an android-looking guy. Didn't even scare me. Just had me feeling, kind of bad for it. We go through a series of doors, and one of them looks like there are clones of us. And it starts to get thinking, what's really going on here?
Shit. It's all of us.
After exploring enough, we find a passcode that we need, 9510. This leads us into a morgue-looking area, which we're looking for something to open another door to bypass the security clearance. So after opening one is an android who looks just as confused as I am. Let's just pretend we did not see each other, bub. Then the next one we open is just a whole ass hand. We gotta use the hand to open up the security door. Of course, as soon as we do that, our creature plant friend comes back. Now it's a race against time as we wait for another elevator. This game all of a sudden became a lot of elevators. Of course, we make it in time and we go even deeper into this planet. When will it end? Please, when will it end? Then we walk down another path. We find a supercomputer room. We use the password Eden to get to the files and figure out what we need to do with a supercomputer. And then after flickering knobs and touching switches and other junk, we open it up and see a giant heart-looking thing. And it's a sexy bird lady talking to us again. Hey, trophy unlocked. The Dreamer. Then we flip a few more switches. We either killed this thing or we set it free. I don't know what's going on. Next thing, we start taking damage and then we wake up. Looks like we're stuck around an endless void with only one door. We wake up in our therapist's office with a bunch of books that our mother wrote. Then we hear our mother talking to the therapist, and now it doesn't seem like it's us in the therapy session, but our mother. After that, the door opens up. We're now in a classroom, and our mother is teaching class about the Dreamers, which is weird. This is the weird heart thing that we saw. Then we go back to the therapist's office, and this time it's covered in the plant menace. We open the door again, and this time it's a sexy bird lady. Oh no. Oh, please God. Don't tell me the sexy bird lady's actually our mother. It is our mother. She says she needs our help and a bunch of other stuff. Honestly, I kind of just checked out at this point. I did not really enjoy this game. It was just kind of boring. Anyway, after the heart-to-heart with the mom, we go back through an elevator which appears out of nowhere. Of course, the elevator leads us back to the base because why wouldn't it? Now, we get back to the Range Rover and we go see our mom. Well, we say where our mom went to go. Trophy unlocked, 2/3. Then once we arrive, we get to this massive gate that we need to open it up. We go over to these shards laying there, we connect the Pip-Boy to it, and it turns out it's a spherical device. Messing around with it enough unlocks another trophy. Open Sesame. Going through the massive door, our mother is giving us some history lessons about these things, how the hunt has consumed her life. Going further in, we hear our crew, Declan and Josephine. Declan is saying that there's a creature that's going to pop out of the sand and get you. Pretty much they're just explaining what they're seeing. There's conveniently oxygen tanks laying around everywhere when we get to the open area. And this is the creature that I was talking about that can pop up. As long as you're on a hard surface, they can't get to you. Once we get to this annoying area, nothing too exciting happens, but the next area is our Lord and Savior, the Rubik's Cube. Unfortunately, our beautiful captain is hanging in the weeds and is dead. Thankfully, they left another oxygen tank here at least. Then we go up a little further and we see our pal Declan surrounded by the Dreamers. He tells us to go tell our mom to F off. Then we find a stone Rubik's Cube and we need to solve it. Once we solve it, we put it on the other ones. I'll show what they look like for the solutions of them, but honestly, it's pretty much this whole area is just figuring out these Rubik's Cubes. But after we do earn another trophy, Twin Moons.
It shifts in the in-between.
It's in place. I hope to God this works.
I see. That is so.
Jesus!
Now the ground is shaking and the whole place is coming down. We need to make a run for it and get the heck out of here. Now we have a new mission, escaping Mars. We get back to the Range Rover and head over to the rocket to leave. Now, we have to turn all the necessary things in the tower to get the rocket ready. Then all of a sudden, the plant life is coming for us. Look out the window! The sand creature is back as well. We have to take the long way around to the rocket. Once we get to the rocket, we climb up to the captain's chair. We literally flip every switch we see to get this rocket started. Once we get the rocket started, we earn another trophy. Blast off. Now, this is the point in the game where the two different endings come into play. You can either send the dreamers into the sun and disobey Mommy, or we do what Mommy says. Either way, the choice gets us each different choice gets us a different trophy. There we go. English is hard. Talking is hard. Overall, and then if we disagree, or if we agree with her, we just end up dying in space so she can go live out her weird-ass fantasy. I don't know. The game is, Overall, I think the game is pretty boring. I think I got on PS Plus for free, which, thank God. I don't think this game's worth $30. Well, right here, let's pop all the trophies and we'll talk about the game. But before I do forget, after you make a decision and the trophy pops, make sure you reset the game and reload the last checkpoint so you don't have to replay through this garbage fire a second time just to get a trophy. Yeah, this game's like $30, which, don't get me wrong, I love horror games and I like some of the atmospheres of walking simulators and stuff and space horror. I love that stuff. This one, I don't know. I didn't click with it. I don't think I'd go for the trophy, going into the Trophy Horror Fest, liking every game, but I would actively say I dislike this game. There's a few other games that we're going to play where I'm just it's alright. It's alright, it's a game. Of course, my controller just wanted to die in the middle of all that. Whatever. Anyway, you beautiful people, I appreciate y'all. I hope you're enjoying Horror Fest, the Trophy Horror Fest. I thank you guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. I can't believe my controller died in the middle of all that. But, yeah, overall, I mean, the game looks nice. I just wouldn't... Definitely wait till it's on sale if you want to play it. It's definitely... I wouldn't say it's worth $30. If it was 20, I could see that. 15, yeah. But, I don't know. Maybe if there was combat too. I don't know. There's just something I don't know. I didn't click with. And maybe too, I'm realizing the more and more horror games I'm playing. I don't know. Well, I really like the puppet combo games. I think those are fun. Dead Space and Resident Evil, I like those games. Maybe just, I don't know. Maybe this one just wasn't for me. But anyway, I appreciate all you guys. And I will see you in the next one. Horror Fest in October continues, buddy. Trophy Horror Fest 2024. Okay, I'm being annoying now.